Hello, everybody. Spade here. Today's gonna be a bit of just of an update video on exactly what's been happening, because I know I came back for a bit 4 months ago. Well, came back and uploaded a single video. And that mistake has mainly happened, due to when I did record, there was a bit of an incident that I decided I didn't want to put into the video, and at the time, I kind of still don't have a way to edit it out. However, I do plan to come back, and as you can see, we're here in LLC. I did say that I would be. If nobody pay attention to my community post. I did say I was going to be working on a game, and that's why I had been inactive. Um, I was I was working on a game, and we still do have the game. However, when I go to record, I either just forget, or there was a time that I was planning to record and my wireless headphones, which is what I use, my wireless headphones with my mic, since I don't have an actual mic, died on me right before shift. So I wasn't able to record it because I didn't have time to switch over to my uh, webcam mic. It just also probably wouldn't have sounded so good, and I don't think you guys can see that now. Sorry about that. As I was recording, I got a message from Smokey, so I was just answering that. Um, but I did say, in my community post that it would be, I think I would try to post it. Yeah, it's just, there's been certain things that have just happened in my personal life that I just haven't really had the time or the feeling to record. And I know this might sound bad. I've just kind of lost interest in YouTube. You know, or something fun for me to just do and, upload videos of me and my friends playing. But after more and more times of starting groups and they just going inactive. Sorry, uh, my brain doesn't work and I I accidentally messaged the wrong thing to Smokey. Okay. This is what happens when I try to record sometimes. I try to record, and just before I start recording, I message a friend, and it just turns into me messaging a friend. Hey, Smokey, so Smokey will be joining the video here in a minute. um, but yeah, no, mainly just, I want to talk about what's happened. as you can see, I'm in an entirely new livery for LSOP. It reopened and then closed. It didn't really close. It got temporarily shut down because we were working on a game and another IP server, and I just, after many times, there's not really a lot of law enforcement content in it. It's mainly for fire, just because of the resources I have. And again, more information, so I guess Smokey can't because he's got to go eat. So I'm not gonna cut this out of the video. I am so sorry, Smokey, but I'm not cutting this out of the video. But no, the main reason for my kind of slow and my random departures, I just haven't really had the time or the feeling to record. You know, 2 years ago when I started, I was still in school. I had absolutely nothing to do on my free time other than play with friends. And, you know, it's now a thing where I still do play with friends, but most of my time is just school. Even though I'm technically not in school, I'm homeschooled. Um, so yeah, you know, I spend my entire day at home. Very rarely do I ever go outside, but that's just because most of my friends that I did have here where I live have either, you know, me and them don't talk that often, or they're busy, or they just don't even live here anymore, which is some issues. So, you know, most of my time I spend on my computer because there's nothing for me to really do outside of sit in my room and play video games and work on stuff. But yeah, it's just been something definitely different, not recording that often. I'm gonna be honest, I miss it. I really do. Um, we are trying to bring back LSOP. We were going to use, I think we still are going to use something called Sonoran Radio for radio communications. It's just been crashing my game using the app, so I think we might have to switch over to the website, which is not going to be fun, but I know there is definitely better ones out there. I just can't remember. I know there is other ones out there. I just can't remember names. And Sonoran Radio is, you know, something Sonoran software is something we've used. This is not a plug, but yeah. Um, you know, it's really just been. I also know I probably sound a lot different because I don't know. I just feel like I just don't know. I feel like I talk a bit different. I mean, I did do a test recording before this, and definitely sounded different from when I did when I started this up. But you know, I mainly just kind of want to get this out and be honest. We are bringing LSIP back. Um, just mainly as a law enforcement IP server, as you know, I want to do fire IP in this, and we probably will. If you don't know what I mean by LSOP, 4 months ago when I uploaded my LCFO patrol, that's what I mean by LSOP. This is that server. Um, I'll have a link in the description if you guys want to join. Man, it's mainly just been a bit different. And I want to keep recording, but my main issue with recording is I don't want to lose the recording. Because I've had multiple times in the midst of shift that my internet decides to give out and my game crashes. We had it one time just before shift happened that I lost internet. Um, you know, I just just kind of gave up on YouTube. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of gave up on it. And I know this might hurt a lot of people's feelings. I just don't really. I did it for fun. And yes, I do still see fun in uploading content and everything. It's just, I'm not really passionate about it and in the drive to continue it. And I have other stuff that I prefer doing over YouTube. You know, personal stuff and, you know, especially something I'm working on now, personal, writing stuff. Um, you know, I'm more kind of focus driven in other stuff, and it's kind of taken my drive away from IP and content creation at all. You know, 4 months ago was the last video I ever uploaded. So, I don't know. It's just been, you know, a drive in different places. I do also want to quickly state this livery was not made by me. It was made by a... don't remember his name. I remember the Discord server. Fire Labs made this livery. None of the liveries we have are custom made at all. I was in the midst of working on a livery, but then, you know, if anyone keeps attention to ELC, Ford copyright striked the vehicle I was using. So I ended up losing interest in even working on liveries, so I gave up. You know, I really badly wanted to continue making liveries. I just lost interest after the only vehicle I was really working on got banned, or got removed from the game, I should say. And I don't know how long it's gonna take until the vehicle gets replaced. I know they've replaced a lot of other vehicles instead of replacing the vehicles that needed to be replaced. Oh yeah. No, I appreciate everybody who's been there for me, yeah, especially, you know, certain people who know who they are. You know, if you know who you are, you know who you are. But yeah, no, it's been very, very nice to be able to do what I've been able to do. You know, something. Gonna be honest, I never thought I would ever be able to be at any point some type of content creator, even if that is only for a while, only for a bit. I want to, you know, continue to upload content, but due to, you know, everything I have to do and just my, you know, interest in it is just really, I don't have interest in content creation anymore. I didn't mean for this to be a, you know, upset video or, you know, a sad goodbye video. It's not supposed to be that. It's just an update video. Smokey, Private, /no, /ninja, whatever you, those two people, been here since the beginning. I still am friends with them, and I still talk with them very often. And I want to say there is some returning faces to the some returning voices to the channel, as to say. We do have Sam back on the team, even though he is a very busy person, so you may or may not see him in certain recordings. You hopefully will at some point. Sam, I don't know if he was. I know he may or may not have been in the older version 1 of Liberty State Roleplay. We still had Matt, and we still had white sheriff vehicles, which those days, those were the good old days when we had white sheriff vehicles up here in the county. Then we ended up, after Matt, one of the members, me and him got into a bit of an argument, and he departed. I can't remember if he departed or if I removed him from the server. But me and him got into a bit of a disagreement about something, and, we don't talk anymore. Those livers we got from him. And as I didn't want to keep them. I really didn't. They were livers that had been free released, and then the person his account had been taken down or something, I believe. He removed his account or something. So we ended up going with the gray design, the gray color. And that's where we sit now. We haven't gone back. Especially state trooper vehicles, they've always been gray, and they still are to this day. You don't see them. And because state troopers don't get used because there's literally 2 troopers, myself and flipping Private No Ninja, whatever we call him at this point. He's got so many damn nicknames. I can't keep up with all of them. I physically can't. At this point, we just keep calling him Ninja at this point because that's the name, he had on Roblox forever, and I believe still does. At least I still have him nicknamed on flipping Roblox to that, because that's just what I always know him as. And then Smokey, good old Smokey, been here since the beginning. I think I knew him and Ninja / Private Search. No, I've known them for probably around the same time. Probably for around the same time now. It's back in 2020 or 2021 that we became friends. And, they helped me start this channel. They've been here since the beginning of this channel. Even if they weren't in the first few videos, they were in videos in Roblox. And especially Ninja, Private, now, whatever we call. Again, I'm just gonna keep saying that because there's so many names that man has. He's made a heavy appearance. Smokey, not that much. He makes appearance in the update videos a lot. And that's just because the device he uses can't run certain games. So, it's been hard for him to be in videos. Again, Smokey, you, me, and we should call him Ninja, have been here since the beginning, and I don't plan that to change. I plan for all 3 of us to remain on the channel with newer, voices to come in. Especially because, we do not ever, I want to say this, and as of now, this might change in the future, I do not plan on ever doing a face reveal. That might change later on in the future once. No. Just, I'm more satisfied with just a faceless channel. That's what I've always wanted. That's what I've always wanted. I've always just wanted a faceless YouTube channel. And I don't really think I ever want to stray away from that. No. Maybe in like a few years I might want to when, I don't have the time to make gaming content anymore. I just kind of want to make update videos while I'm, doing stuff. That might change. But yeah. The main thing, and I know a lot of people, if you do end up joining the server, applications and stuff are closed right now. That all happened because the server was an inactive server for it's been inactive since August. I took it the last time we had a shift. That's the last time we were active on the server. We tried one in July, so no, we've been. Our shift we had on this group was June 7th. That's from 5 p.m. to 7:33 p.m. So that's about 2 out, 2.5 hours of a shift. That was the last time we had a shift in this group. And that's mainly because the main focus of the group went towards, most of the people in that group are in Ridge County, which is the other Roblox group that I own. So I technically own 2 servers. They just am inactive. With one of them is just an inactive server right now. I don't really want to say some things are gonna definitely change. Certain people will not make an appearance again. I don't know if the video ever got published because I forget to publish videos sometimes. And I don't know why people don't blow up my comment section saying, "Hey, you're gonna post another video about this topic?" Just because we definitely record more than 3 videos in a server. Please remind me to flip and keep up on that. If you guys don't, I know Smokey will. But yeah, I'm gonna mention some names here. Again, people I've already mentioned and some other people. Smokey, Ninja Sam, who else? Jake. Jake is a ooh. I am just very, very, very hoping that I don't accidentally start this YouTube video I was watching before I started recording. He made an appearance in back a long time ago. This was one of the, if not the first. This was the first ELC video I ever posted. The first 2, because it was part 1 and part 2, because at the time I was still using Bandicam or Bandicam, whatever, and I could only record up to 10 minutes. Well, of course, now I've switched over to OBS, because it's just a lot better than the software I was using. That's beside the point. Jake, and I know Babes, I believe that's how you say your name. You reacted to the video on stream, and I got a DM from someone in my fan group, that's my fan just was over the time, about it. And then I saw the clip, and I was like, what the heck? I didn't know. And then I heard what you said in that clip, and I got very confused. So, and I really appreciate everything, all the support, especially reacting to the flipping video, and Okay. I gotta go do something. Some IP with a friend of mine, Sam. So I'm gonna end the video here. Uh, I'm gonna end the video here, so I can do that with him. And then I'm probably getting off for the night because it's like 9 p.m. EST. It's you know I appreciate everybody. Thank you for all the support, and I plan to continue. Um, I hope this upcoming Saturday, the 27th of September, when we go to do one of our shifts, that I can record that, and hopefully we actually have civilians, so we don't have to OP out as if there was civilians. I do appreciate you guys, and I will see you all in the next one. That's weird saying. I don't like that. Well, I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.